Sure, Pinhead is one of the iconic villains with his gridlocked skull and poetic threats, but what if other lesser-known demon entities can freeze your blood with their horror? In today's video, we'll explore 7 forgotten Hellspawn entities from the world of the American comic book series Hellspawn, published by Image Comics, that could rival Pinhead. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Mandarin Spawn. Towards the end of the rule of the Southern Song dynasty in China, a ruthless governor, Zheng Li, dominated Shanxi province. He created a wall of defense with the ideal warriors of that time to protect his province from the Mongols' attack. The peasants paid the price of this strong defense in the form of exorbitant taxes. One of the villages failed to pay these taxes. Instead, they sent a severely deformed young man, Cheng Lei, to amuse the governor. The man was covered in large, tumorous outgrowths from head to toe and couldn't speak. Considered as the child of a demon, he was invulnerable to pain. The governor used Cheng Lei as a source of amusement, exploiting his ability not to feel pain by torturing him. However, an arrow severely injured the young unfortunate man just above the heart, which ultimately caused his death inside the cage. The mysterious Mikoto, a god, visited Cheng Lei and offered him a deal on behalf of one of the major lords of hell, Malboja. The tortured man accepted the agreement, and after his death, he became a Hellspawn to avenge everyone who had tormented him. After killing the governors and all capable warriors, Cheng Lei spared only 2 people, a kind storyteller and Zheng Li. But he made the governor's fate more brutal than a simple death. The ruthless man could never truly die nor decompose. He had to remain in a cage as a display till the end of time. After the Hellspawn left Shanxi, his tale became a legend. He had assembled a band of warriors who followed his and his woman's footsteps into Hell's gates, where he ruled a small corner of Hell with his concubine. The appearance of Mandarin Spawn in the present day with his expansionist vision triggers a clash between him and the team of various characters like Gunslinger Spawn and She-Spawn from the Spawn universe named the Scorched. Mandarin Spawn killed Zheng Li's best warriors using his superhuman strength, stamina, speed, and durability. He also possessed the powers of magic and regeneration, which he received through the deal with Mikoto. Nordic. Nordic appears in a spin-off series, Spawn: The Dark Ages. The brutal Viking warrior was known for terrorizing the northern lands with the rape, merciless destruction, and pillaging of the lands. McFallen was the Dragon Master and a prolific hunter driven by only one aim: to defeat evil. After encountering Nordic's evil deeds, he defeated and killed him in his human form. However, Malboja saved him and brought him to Hell to create one of the worst Hellspawn he had ever made. After 5 years, Nordic returned to Earth as a Norse Hellspawn to avenge McFallen. He set his enemy's village on fire. The Dragon Master was helpless against the demon and about to be crucified when the angel Mercy intervened. McFallen escaped, taking advantage of the distraction, and attacked Norse Hellspawn from behind. Mercy, too, attacked him and was about to deliver the final blow and end the demon when Malboja pulled him back to Hell and saved his life. Nordic possessed not only superhuman strength and durability, but he was also able to perform necroplasm magic, which made him more powerful. He used his beast, named Ghoul, for transportation. Bairn, the Godslayer. The warrior prince of Endra-La was once severely wounded during a naval battle and was then thrown into the water. While taking his last breaths, his body slowly sinking to the depth, the only thought that occurred in his mind was uniting with Neva, the love of his life. His cries for another chance at life were heard by the dark and faceless entity, and thus the Godslayer was born to hunt the godlings on Earth. He targeted the first 6 arcane gods among the 13. The messenger of the gods, Tybalt, informed the gods about Lyra's death, who belonged to the 400 Graces, sparking their interest. Neva had become a vessel for Lyra, but Bairn failed to see her identity. Consumed by his rage and blinded by his deal of the bargain, he killed Neva. He carried Lyra's burning spear and stored it along with other divine relics in a crypt of webbing and grasping hands. To ease the pain of losing his lover, the Godslayer drank Nepenthe wine, but desperate Neva knocked the chalice of wine from his hand. However, in this attempt, a mirror was broken, and a flock of headless creatures crowded out of it. With the remnants of Lyra's light flowing through Neva, Bairn destroyed these creatures. He then explained to Neva about the deal he had struck with his Dark Master. Not long after, he was summoned by his master to a secret chamber where he was tortured and brainwashed with only dark thoughts. When the Godslayer emerged from the chamber, his eyes were set on his next target, the Winter King, Urshrek. After an intense battle at the Great Tower located on Mount Nilfrost, the Godslayer struggled a lot against the Winter King, but ultimately got sealed inside the amulet around Urshrek's neck. Instead of finding himself inside a cage, Bairn was greeted by a happening and peaceful paradise. Yet the dark thoughts and visions kept haunting him, unsettling him, reminding him of his deal with the Dark Entity. He managed to break through the paradise and engaged in another battle with the Frost King. Using his sword, he killed the cannibalistic god and united with Neva's spirit to head to Endra Low to collect her bones. Plague Spawn. The very first Hellspawn to exist, Plague Spawn was a prototype for all other Hellspawns. The first Hellspawn rose from a fusion between a white demon and a black angel by combining them with two skulls. After his death, Malboja used his remains and creates the symbiotes and the Plague Spawn. The uncontrolled, powerful, and deranged Hellspawn arrived in the present because of Al's space-time bomb. He's a merciless killer who does not think twice before killing other Omega Spawns and anyone who dares to stand in his path. The Russian army captured the Plague and took its samples to use on their soldiers to create copies. The Scorched arrived and killed these copies. However, the Plague Spawn managed to escape and watch the team secretly. He again appears toward the end of the Monolith miniseries, where Gaia uses him as a weapon to destroy Earth. Just like other Hellspawns, Plague possessed superhuman strength, durability, speed, and stamina. He could also fly and teleport at his will. Using his blood, his weaker copies could be created. Omega Spawn. The major antagonist from the Spawn series, the Monolith miniseries, and the Omega Island arc is also known as Omega the Conqueror. He is one of the oldest spawns born after the original Plague Spawn and is the Hellspawn's strongest class. His powers are almost comparable to Malboja. He's been in a constant war against Hell for centuries and later decides to conquer Earth. He has many clones, but none as strong as him. Eventually, Omega shifts his attention from Earth to space and becomes a galactic conqueror, raising his army. In the events of Spawn 301, in which Spawn created a time rift, Omega, in the present, gets pulled into the portal and lands again on Earth. Enraged, he decides to win Earth again and settle the scores with all. His army built a ship for him to leave Earth after he conquered it. He also captures Cagliostro and confronts Al. However, Monolith betrayed him by freezing Al, inviting his death at the hands of the Hellspawn. The Plague Spawn arrives in time and injures his arm, which results in an explosion. The Omega is forced into hiding. In a crossover event, Image United, he gains control over Al to become the most powerful villain. In the miniseries, he appears as a robot, Spawn's ally against Mammon. This Hellspawn has supernatural longevity, durability, strength, and speed. He can also heal his wounds using magic, and also commands an entire army at his disposal. Morirana Simmons. Morirana is Al Simmons' daughter, who's believed to have been killed by Al before her birth. However, Mammon, the powerful deity and one of the rulers from Hell, kidnapped her to raise her as the greatest Hellspawn. Along with a group of vampires, he raised her to become his servant and her father's nemesis. A witch practitioner with a clean heart who attempted to aid Spawn sealed away Morirana along with Mammon. The events in Spawn Resurrection reveal that Al and Wanda were a happy couple, and he was never abusive to her. It was a lie spread by Hell to compel him to end his life. In reality, Al had a stillborn son and not a daughter. Along with the usual powers of Hellspawn, Morirana also possesses the ability of metamorphosis. Chavo, Zombie Spawn. A Native American warrior witnessed a brutal genocide of his people in the late 1800s at the hands of U.S. soldiers. He died while defending his people, carrying immense sorrow and rage. Malboja took advantage of his misery and turned him into a Hellspawn with a zombie-like appearance. Zombie Spawn arrived on Earth on an asteroid to fulfill his duty as a member of Hell's army. His worms pierced through the ground, helping the dead walk on the earth again. His followers showed hierarchical organization and collected fresh meat for consumption. The grotesque-looking Hellspawn made Ryan Hatchet his enemy by kidnapping his girlfriend, Suzette. Ryan himself became a Hellspawn after he attempted to commit suicide. The zombies attacked him, and he slowly became one himself, donning the name Hatchet. Ryan fought with Zombie Spawn's army before he captured the Hellspawn's head and saved his girlfriend. Marvelous verdict. That was the list of 7 hellish demons who can rival Pinhead. They all harbored anger and sadness during their last moments, which made them the ideal candidates to become the Hellspawns and deadly weapons in the hands of the ruler of Hell. One day, they will showcase their true horror on the big screen, giving Pinhead a run for his money. Let us know your favorite Hellspawn in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.